All right, ladies, this is Alex from Mindful Attraction 2.0, and in today's video, we're gonna make a short video about how to touch a guy the right way and 5 different spots that turn men on. All right, this is not something about that I just just took a personal survey and asked every guy, but this is more from personal experience and from working with guys like dating coach for men. All right. So that's what we're going to be working on. It's going to be fun. It's going to be definitely going to be fun, all right? So for those who want one-on-one coaching, just go to mindfulattraction.org. For those who want to attend a seminar in New York City, just go to the link below, mindfulattraction.org/events. You can see it on the link below. And for those who want to attend my LA seminar in August, in the second week of August, on that weekend, there's also a link for that on Eventbrite. You guys can also sign up for that right now for the early bird special before it goes back up to the full price, all right? So let's get started. I usually don't talk about how to touch a guy because really, stuff like this gets taken care of on its own whenever you put yourself in a position of power, which is to say, whenever you put yourself in a position where you're the one that's being chased. That's not something that you can have to work on too much. But if you guys want a little bit more control, I'm going to show you guys where to touch a guy. Now, I could told you guys how to touch a guy in different scenarios, how to touch a guy when you're walking, how to touch a guy when you guys are watching a movie, how to touch a guy in so many different scenarios, because as someone who studies seduction and who applied it on its own, I had to learn how to do speed seduction, which meant how to escalate fast without going to jail. So I had to learn how to escalate walking, how to escalate in the daytime, how to escalate in the nighttime, how to escalate in social situations, how to escalate in your house. I mean, in almost any situation. So these are more fundamental things, simple things that I know work from my own experience, not because I touch guys, but because I know these areas turn women and men on, all right? So with that being said, let's get started. So when you touch a guy, don't be overly obvious when you're touching him. That's the first thing, all right? And that's something that I always teach guys, right? Do not be overly obvious whenever you touch him. Don't be like, I'm touching his thigh. Like, no. Don't be like, no. Talk, hey, what's up? How you doing, man? Boom, boom. You touch the guy. You maintain eye contact. So keep that as a fundamental, right? So when you're touching a guy, maintain eye contact. Depending on the situation, this is more about when you guys are talking to each other. You see what I'm saying? Maintain eye contact and continue the conversation. Do not make touching the primary mode of the conversation, all right? Make touching the guy a side thing, something that happens on the side. That's how us guys do it in an overt way without being too creepy, all right? So it's less emphasis on the touching because it's more seductive in nature, because the touching part, he's gonna be trying to consciously process the things that you're telling him while experiencing the touching. It's gonna add an extra layer to the interaction, right? So with that being said, let's get started again. So the first thing is this. Touching the thighs. That's the first spot that turns men on, touching the thighs. The thighs is a spot that's connected to, obviously, his fucking dick, all right? I mean, the thighs are connected to the dick. So anytime a girl, make sure no one's watching, right? It's like, there's like no one around here today, right? So I work at a WeWork office, and everyone, I imagine if I say that, they're like, what the fuck is he talking about? So whenever you touch a guy's thigh, that's connected to his dick, essentially, right? So it's an easy way to turn him on and to get him to thinking about sex if that's what you want to do, you see? And it's a part of the body that's not too intrusive per se, and not considered slutty. So it's very simple. Again, the more sexual you want it, the more further away you want to be from that knees. If you want it to be less sexual, go closer to the knees. And when you touch him, just imagine this on his thigh. Oh my God, Alex! You can start with a light tap. A light tap. Oh my God! But see, that's how you start it. And then if you want to touch him more without seeming too creepy, just like, by the way, I gotta tell you this while you're touching his thighs. By the way, I have to let you know this. This just happened, and you let go. You see, like, by the way, or I cannot believe you did that, and you let go. You see, like, you use the touching as a quick emphasis. You gotta squeeze or touch lightly, but you do it as an emphasis to what you're saying or doing. You see, so it's not like, no, it's not. It's more like, it goes along with the flow of the conversation. You feel me? Number 2, hair. And I love this, right? Like, especially when I had long hair, I love the women did this. This is not more about when you guys are interacting with each other, right? No. Excuse me, now. I'm not talking about just like touching hair, like, oh my God. You could do that if you have long hair, like Mark. Like Mark Rosenfeld, he got long, nice hair, or like Ilya Scott. No. I'm talking about more stroking the hair than touching the hair. You see, because it has this motherly quality to it. When you do that, you just stroke the hair. Like for example, you guys could be in the park and he can lay on you and you just stroke the hair as you guys talk to each other. You see, or you just stroke his hair as you guys talk. You could just say you just like stroking hair. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing creepy about that. I actually love stroking women's hair because it feels nice. You know, it has a good texture to it. Women like to touch my hair because it's nice and curly, right? Especially when it was big, you know. But essentially, it's less sexual and more comforting. You see, and it regresses the guy, regresses him to his childhood, and then it allows him to experience that motherly bond. You know, I'm not saying that you're gonna be a fucking mom. You know what I'm saying? But it'll create that comfort that'll make him feel comfortable around you. And I actually enjoy when women do that. And I actually remember them when they do that because, you know, I love getting my hair touched. I love getting my hair stroked. You just play around with it. So it's a good way to bond with him without really creating too much of a sexual tension, if per se. The third thing is wrist, touching the guy's wrist. Now, I'm not talking about just like, no, I'm talking like this. Like, watch. Like, you guys could be holding hands. You guys could be talking. Or you just you're holding hands. You just go like this. Like for example, like this. Like, what the fuck? Okay. Well, okay. Like this. Like, you just holding your hand. You're like that. Just slightly stroking him as you're talking to him. You see? Like, just slightly stroking him as you talk to him. Just like that. Like a slight little stroke. You see? And again, you can put his hand on the table. You just do that. While you make eye contact and you talk to him. That could be done on a date, right? And that's very comforting. If you want him to feel that loss, stop. Because he's going to feel that. You see what I'm saying? Like, you could be like, oh my God, for real? You from Atlanta? You from Atlanta? I cannot believe that. Like, you see, like, not only are you using touch to comfort him, but also to use that as a punishment to make him invest more. Like, I cannot believe that. Right? So not only does it feel a slight emotional nudge, but also a physical one because of the lack of touch. You know, it's kind of like when you're a little kid, right? When I was a beautiful child, my mom used to scratch my back a lot, right? And I used to love when she used to scratch my back. But then when she stopped, I'm like, bitch, put your hand back. You see, so you create that loss when you stop scratching. When you stop stroking him, when you stop stroking his wrist. You see, so you could use that as a way to like tell him, oh, I don't like what you said. Like, what? You see, he's gonna feel that loss a little bit more. It's not gonna make or break the interaction, but it's gonna make it subtle but noticeable difference. You see, number 4, whispering in the guy's ear. Now, it may not seem like touching, but you whisper close enough to barely touch his ear. You see, so for example, again, now you may say to yourself, how do I get to the point where I am whispering in his ear? Simple. Oh yeah, let's just act like you about to say something secretive. You see, make sure you guys are close to each other. You be like, by the way, blah 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 blah, like that. Like, but you get very close where you feel the tingling sensation of a woman's lips, right? And you talk in a very sensual voice, and then you back off and you go back to normal. Not only are you going to give him the experience of your sensuality, but also you're going to give him that slight touch that really does get to a guy. Look, I'm telling you, the reason why I'm telling you this is because a girl did that to me, and fuck her, she never hit me up back. I'm kidding. No, but seriously though, like, she never hit me up though. But no, but that does get to a guy, and it's very sexy. It's very nice. I love it when girls do that. Not a lot of girls do that, which is kind of a shame. It really is a shame. If you guys talk to me, you should be taking notes and do that to me. If you're talking to me, all right. And that's the fifth one, and this one, I love this one, and it's not sexual, okay? Kissing a guy's neck. Oh Lord in heaven, have mercy. See, I'm ticklish. You see, so I always die laughing. Every girl tries to kiss my neck. I'm always dying laughing. I just die laughing because it's ticklish. I'm a ticklish person. I'm like Elmo. My name is Elmo, right? But when you do that to a guy, it's very sensual, especially if you just enjoy doing it. Just kissing, like slight kisses, like mwah, 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 slight kiss. It's adorable as fuck, you know, and it's sexy as fuck too. Like, you cannot comprehend how hot that is when a girl just loves kissing you. Not just your neck, just your face. Just the pure act of kissing you enjoy. Reveling on a guy's face and neck for the pure enjoyment of it. And I can tell you, that the guy's gonna absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. All right? Absolutely love it. Take my word for that shit, man. All right? And that's how it's done. Now, I could talk about on the spots to turn a guy on, like touching his balls, right? Like literally, if you guys are in a relationship, once in a while, just grabbing his dick, like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like just randomly doing that, because sometimes the woman needs if you're in a relationship, sometimes you need a little bit of sexual aggression, like just randomly doing that shit. Like, by the way, any moment I want, I can get it. You know, like a very not like motherfucker, like you give me that dick. No, I'm talking about more of like yeah, like who owns that shit? You see? And a guy likes that. A guy loves a woman who tries to like, who feels like she owns a dick. You see what I'm saying? You gotta feel that. Like you have to feel that. I'm telling you. Look, man. Like I know it sounds I know this is not like the advice I usually give, because the advice I usually give is usually more in depth, and I usually don't talk about this because it's so simple. But yo, like this shit does work when you do that. Like showing sexual. Like, that's mine. Aggression towards a guy does turn a guy on. You see what I'm saying? So that's how it's done. Like the 5 spots: the thighs, hair, wrist while I'm stroking it, whispering a guy's ear, and kissing his neck. You see? Anyways, this is Alex from Mindful Attraction 2.0. If you guys want, 11 minutes. If you guys one-on-one coaching, just go to mindfulattraction.org/coaching-a-pocket. And if you guys want to attend my seminar, just go to my seminar on the weekend. You can just go to the link below. You guys are going to see it. If you guys want to attend my seminar in LA, you guys are also going to see the link below, which is going to be on Eventbrite, where you guys are going to be able to purchase the ticket over there. There's an early bird special, all right? And if you guys want email coaching, just go to mindfulattraction.org/coach/in-game coaching. You guys are going to be able to get email coaching. Anyways, take care and bye-bye.